National Grid warns us about potential blackouts during this winter. It's not a joke. There's a huge chance we will not have enough electricity in our grid to heat our homes or to do anything. And actually, we have been warned about that since 2018 and 19, when we actually almost experienced the biggest blackouts in century. When during the summer times, when we started using air cons during summertime related to climate change. So it's not only winter when we possibly can have blackouts, but during summer times as well. So be prepared future-wise about for this. And this winter could be problematic for us because British homes are among the biggest wasters of energy during summer winter times when they are not heated. During 5 hours not heating, they use up to 5 degrees on average, when the rest of the world, Europe, well, doing much better. So anyway, so there is a lot of organization who do not like it, and they try to push the responsibility somewhere else. The Tory government is, of course, for some right wingers, not in a fault. Of course, some energy companies, for example, invested in electricity grid and in general investment. Well, the problem is this is not only about this. We have a whole old infrastructure in the UK. This is the Labour government when we still have, for example, insulations. You know how badly insulated our homes are. And whenever that David Cameron came, they started to cut all the green rubbish, how they used to say, and you can see difference. If the Tory didn't cut this investment, we will definitely didn't have to use so much electricity right now. And so it's definitely not green lobby that is at fault, but this is the government that fudged up that we need to use so much electricity to wash our home, to warm our homes. But enough of complaining. What we can do actually to do it, to avoid blackouts. One of solution is given by OVO Energy, which is a huge energy supplier, one of the three big one. And just simply they promise reward to the customers up to £100 if they shift energy from peak hours to any other time, which is very important because they try to save about this percentage of electricity during the peak hours. And that's a possibly you can move your dishwashing machine or washing machine, do your laundry during the normal time during the day, like midday or late during the night. So that should be enough. Of course, you cannot cut your energy when you work from home and you need to power your computer or switch on the light to have a bright room. But anyway, this is Britain. Europe used to had this discussion for much longer, and actually they introduced a lot of solution for the industry. This is the most famous, which I become aware thanks to Ursula von der Leyen conversation speech given to for the Europeans how they want to deal with the energy problems during this winter because of the war in Ukraine and the Russian invasion. So just simply workers from this ceramic factory in Italy decided with management to come to work 1 hour early. And because the ceramic company use a big furnaces to burn all of this ceramic, well, they need to cool the working facilities, cool down a little bit furnaces as well. So there is a not huge well, there is no problem with with these furnaces, but it's very important as well to keep the workers cool during the working time. So yeah, they just simply start 1 hour early when the outside is still colder, so they then have to switch on the fans so quickly. And that's one of many reasons around I think European Union will deal with this problem much better than us in UK. But anyway, there's a lot of going on around the world with that, how the companies could reduce the energy consumption, electricity, and the good moment to start it is to make energy audit. And that what actually I did because I work for the charities. I give took this training for charities, but it's a lot of other trainings, because and I know about it because I'm for many years involved in so-called green teams in my workplace. So I try to make my workplace a little bit more energy efficient, much more greener, and that's, for example, important for places like, well, let's see, pubs, restaurant, hospitality, where they use all of this outside heaters to make facilities to make beer gardens warm. So whenever you will be having a pint this winter, if you can afford it, please don't use this stuff. Put extra jumper, because that may be a straw that break the camel's back. Um, it's quite important because, for example, in hospitality, it's very it's different in which kind of establishment you work, what kind of voltage and what kind of amount of electricity you use. So, for example, in snack bar, it will be 5p per meal. In Stackhouse, that will be 25, 22p, and in a hotel, 12, 45p, which will be probably much more this winter when prices will go up. If you want to understand how it works, so for example, this is the book I am interested in. Um, it just simply told me how to understand carbon footprint, including electricity. But those kind of trainings are for free and as well paid training, so really recommend it. Anyway, this is about how we can avoid it. This is, of course, a lot of blame pushed from the right wingers and the people supporting government. Who is at fault? Who is to be blamed? Who should be blamed for potential blackouts? Of course, guys like this guy, who quote Telegraph and other newspapers, will say it's a green lobby that try to push green net zero and all of this green energy agenda. Well, as I showed you with this picture, for example, the green lobby wouldn't be at fault if the government didn't fudge up the insulation. And so, whenever you will hear this argument, be vigilant. It's definitely not ecological green organization that should be blamed for potential blackouts, but yeah, just simply government and organization that are responsible for keeping our grid. This is a similar story a little bit like with the sewage this summer, when it came to our attention that, or just simply, we don't have a facilities to treat the sewage, and that's the reason we have a lot of sewage on our coast and our shores, in our rivers. It's a similar story. There was not enough investment into grid. There was not enough investment into green energy production. Just simply, we decided to invest in gas and oil, and that was actually government choice and company's choice to do it. So, yeah, future wise, I wish you stay warm this winter and cool during next summers. And these are my thoughts, and let me know what do you think. Catch up soon.